I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey. Welcome to 9sense. 9sense is a satanic perspective of our modern world, and I'm your host, Adam Campbell. It is great to have you. It is September 15th, and I've got a great show for you this week. Starting off today's show, we're going to go a little old school here. It seems like we haven't done one of these in a little while. The Devil's Advocate. And in this, open your eyes and see yourself for what you are and what you are not. And now this is a article from Letters from the Devil by Anton LaVey, and he's addressing a letter that was sent in to him. So I'm going to give you that letter, his take on it, and elaborate, add to it if I can. Then we have another episode of Agent Provocateur. This is episode 5. Look forward to that in a little bit. And at the very tail end of the show, with creature feature, Valentine Schwartz. I talked to him, and again, English is not his first language, but he did an amazing job with this interview and rising to the challenge. And we talk about his music. I'm going to play the majority of one of his tracks. It's pretty long, which is why I didn't play the full track. But I met this guy, and he's a true gentleman. He's a creative individual, and the music is really good. So check out his website when you have the opportunity, Valentine-Schwartz.ch. I'll have the URL in the show notes, and you can just check out the website and under guests, and he'll be listed under there as well. But yeah, I'm still sick. I don't think I'm ever going to get better. I've gone to the doctor's office once, and I have a checkup, I guess you could call it, scheduled for next week. So hopefully we can find out what the hell is going on with me. It could be something really bad, or it could just be, I don't know, allergies mixed with a cold. Whatever it is, I've been sick for way too long to just ignore it, and it's just not going away on its own. So I'm going to have to fight this bastard. One thing that I do notice, I don't know about you, I can fall into these sort of swampy areas of depression when I'm sick for too long. And it could just be that I'm prone to do so genetically or psychologically or whatever, but it's rough. If you have to deal with depression, it's something that it takes a lot out of you, a lot of energy, and there's no shame, at least I don't think so. Everyone, I think, whenever you're going through anything in life that's sad or can potentially bring your mood down, there's nothing wrong with wallowing in that for a little while. The key is a little while. You need to pick yourself back up, and you can't let it get in the way of your family. You can't let it get in the way of your professional life. And in this case, my hobby, this podcast. So you have to pick yourself up and you have to move on. But when you have the opportunity, yeah, man, wallow in your sorrow. I think it's a healthy part of the human experience, personally. Rage, passion, sorrow, they're all valid emotions that we have from time to time. And as long as you don't allow them to interrupt the course of your life, or to own the course of your life, define the direction that you go in, then, indulge for a little while. And that's what the sickness has done for me. It's really put me down in the dumps for a number of days, but I'm back for the show, so we will fight through it. An interesting little note. Because of the vast time differences between my interview with Valentine Schwartz, I sound dead in the interview. I don't sound alive at all. And that's because I literally woke up as we started the interview. Like, he was calling me on Skype and woke me up. So it was really early in the morning for me. So I wasn't really 100% on my game, and compound that with just the traditional sickness, I sound dead, like absolutely dead, emotionless. And I didn't want to, I just let you know that I was actually, in my head, I wasn't as down sounding as when I was editing it, as I actually sounded. So I hope you don't listen to that thinking that there's some weird thing. It's literally just me being super sleepy, no coffee, and a little bit sick. And that was it. I noticed a couple things. Before I start talking about this, the Greater Magic episode is coming up. In, I think, another week or maybe 2 weeks, I'll announce who I'm having on, and really who's helping me lead the discussion that we're going to have. But it is going to be on fringe topics, pseudoscience, supernormal behaviors, things that may not have widely accepted scientific research to back these ideas. But there is research on it, and there's positive research on it. And more to the point, it relates directly with greater magic. And so I think it's absolutely appropriate to have these ideas that resonate with your conception of what greater magic is, because it's going to help you direct your energy. It's going to help you expound on what it means to be a greater magic practitioner. I don't know. It's very vague for you, I know, because you don't know what I'm talking about yet. And there's this sort of veil of secrecy that I'm still holding over it. For the clever of you, I'm sure you've already figured it out. But look for that. I would love for you to be a part of it. I've received a couple questions, not as much as past episodes, which is okay. It allows us to focus on what we really, really want to talk about. But if you do want to be a part of it, send me an email to info@9sensepodcast.com, and I will make sure to address your question in the episode. And if not, then just enjoy a fantastic discussion on greater magic. And principles that are very near and dear to that, greater magic concept. Obviously last week you knew I had some computer issues. My computer trashed on me as I was editing last week's episode last Sunday, and I'm fully recovered now, which was amazing. I've re-recorded some of these segments. My segments for the show are no more than 15 seconds long now. So I've shortened them dramatically. So it should literally just be this conscious flow into the next topic, which is what I've had a number of you request, and I think cuts down on some of the fat. You know what I mean? Just sort of cut the fat off the end, and let's tighten up this product for you. I want to make sure that if you are going back and listening to these past episodes, that you're not going to you are going to have to deal with that in the past episodes, but moving forward, you won't have to deal with these really long intros and having to skip forward and, whatever the headaches that you guys are experiencing that you've written in about. But while I was working on backing up my computers, maybe just a bit of a note here. Whenever I grow my hair out long, I have really wavy hair and it sort of curls. And so I had this little curl on the top of my head. And my son's friend came in. He's like, "Holy shit, you look like..." He didn't say shit. He said, "Wow, you look like Superman." And I just looked up, I am Superman, shut up. But it got me thinking. And yeah, I've loved the character since I was a kid. I'm not a huge fan, as in I don't read the comics. I don't own any comics. I haven't even watched all the original movies, and I'm not a huge fan, but I do like the idea of Superman, and I certainly loved the last movie. But it got me thinking, from what I understand about Superman, I am very similar to Superman. And that sounds weird, but let me elaborate a little bit. Let me take you on this little tour. And it's not just me. It's Satanists in general. We are Superman. So I say this because we're alien. We're fucking aliens. And you can, we didn't come from another planet. That's not what I'm talking about. But the way we live our lives, the ideas that govern our lives, that drive us, they are very alien to the majority of the human beings that populate this planet with us. And there's no arguing that. Anton LaVey actually believed that there was a chromosomal difference between Satanists and non-Satanists. So there's this, since Satanism was codified, there was this idea that we are the alien elite. We are dramatically different than the rest of the herd on this planet. And because of that, we are allowed to have mastery over these concepts of lesser magic and greater magic and our own lives. And that in and of itself should be, should be cheered about. I mean, you should be relishing in the fact that you are an individual and dramatically different. With it, of course, as with the Superman character, there comes some discord with the rest of humanity. Some people are going to hate you because you're better than them through your talents or your passions. Some of them are going to hate you because you look different or you act different. You guide your life by a different moral compass than the rest of them. Now, ours obviously is dramatically different than the comic book character Superman. But the point stands is that we have a code that we live by, and it's very much an individual code. Even each of us, all of us Satanists, are dramatically different from each other. So that idea that, and even, if you want to, have fun with this sort of idea, little tongue-in-cheek here, the idea of superpowers with magic, we practice the manipulation of others for our own benefit. We, some of us, celebrate through ritual and recognize change that we have brought about that would normally not have been brought about. If you want to know more about that, read the fucking Satanic Bible. But it's that idea that we're aliens, we're different, we are better, we are greater. And of course, we have to qualify that rationally on our own. So obviously, some people in this planet are much better than individually us in something or many things or in everything. And you have to be able to objectively look at yourself and recognize what is good about you and what is not good about you, and not bloviate your own successes and importance. But it stands that, for the majority, we are different. And it was just that little thought, that little comment, you look like Superman, I am Superman. It made me think, wow, there are parallels. And that's a good thing. Again, that whole little blurb was a little tongue-in-cheek. I'm not literally saying I'm a fucking superhero. Don't be stupid. But, just have fun with that notion. Thinking along those lines. It can lead you to trouble. So, keep that ego in check. But it's fun to think about. And again, like I said, the intros are dramatically shorter, so we should be flying through this episode. And hey, we might actually land with an episode that's under an hour this week, which would be something I haven't done in a long time, which I don't know whether you like it or not, but I'm going to try to do that this week. So let's go ahead and dive into the Devil's Advocate and check out this new/old resources new segment. In nomine de nostris Satanis Luciferi Excelsior. In the name of Satan, the ruler of the earth, the king. Though I am an active member, I do not speak for the Church of Satan. My dear LaVey, after having consumed your Satanic Bible and reading of your activities in major publications, I have decided that this interest may well have a far-reaching effect on your behalf as well as my own. It was my knowledge that you have established a local satanic church, which was made known to me by one of your representatives at a theater display 1 year ago last October. This person was very cordial and professed great interest on your behalf of my activities and the resulting effect that these creations of mine had on the public. The enclosed photograph, a sculpture of the goat of Menendez, should interest you. I'm sorry, it says Mendez. I'm already butchering this. This, as all the rest of my work, is a very fine detail that escapes celluloid. Since I profit most from past experience, all the collections that I have made bear a quality of the breath of life that, like Medusa, enrapture all who look upon it. This is by no means the only facet of my work, however. There is much more that would be difficult to explain with the printed word, and would be futile to try to enclose in a single letter. As I pride myself on the extent of study and creation, as well as other matters, I feel as though mutual benefit may come to someone eventually. It is my sincerest wish that you will not discard this as an egomaniacal, crankish letter, as no doubt you have had so many. I am Luciferian in my work, and that allows me no time for long-distance follies. I feel you would be making a grave mistake if you choose to ignore this offer of mine to pool resources. I am highly experienced and knowledgeable in the black arts, and I know you would benefit personally from an association with me. With nothing more to be said for now, I remain Marquis de la S, Louisville, Kentucky. And then Anton LaVey responds with an obvious, yeah, you do sound like an egomaniacal crank. And, you know, the fact that there was no real validation of his claims of greatness other than a wonky photograph of one single sculpture brought a little bit of the wrath of Anton LaVey in his response. And I love that because I know that many of you have experienced this and maybe even done it yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has to learn somehow. Where you want, and I see this a lot in pseudo-satanic areas, you want to be associated with someone else because you feel like you would gain some sort of gravitas from that association, or maybe even there's a financial benefit or some other sort of benefit in your mind. And so you have to try to convince them that you are something of their equal, or maybe even something greater. And this is a huge folly. It's sad whenever you see it because it is so transparent that those who are trying to convince you never even see it. It's just poor lesser magic in action, and it's a sad, desperate individual who does this. And so Anton LaVey says this really great thing of, you know, you have to be able to recognize yourself for what you are and what you are not. And that's something that I've been harping on for a very long time on this podcast. And that's see yourself in a real, a true lens. You know, be honest with who and what you are, with your shortcomings, with what you know, set a goal for yourself. And realize that you're probably not at that goal, or else it wouldn't be a goal. And so you have to work somehow to get to it. And this is a great way to not only grow as an individual, but to help ground yourself. Like I was just mentioning before we started this segment, it's really easy when you run with a philosophy like Satanism, certainly when you're first brought into it or you're first exposed to it, to think, well, I am a Satanist. I am the alien elite. I am special. But you are not unless you've done something of worth, unless you've shown that there is something special about you. And that's why, you know, I had someone on the show a little while ago who was saying that, you know, they actually saw a difference between the alien elite and the Satanist. And the alien elite was the Satanist that has actually accomplished something. And that's an interesting thought. I hadn't ever really thought of it like that before he mentioned it. But it is worth noting that because you've created a sculpture, because you've written a poem, because you've put together a book, or because you put out a podcast, I'm including myself here, it doesn't mean you're of value. And it doesn't mean that there are going to be others who want to hear it, or want to be a part of it, or want to be associated with you because of it. You need to understand that Satanism is not a club. It's not something that you can wear a member's jacket, come inside and have everyone pat you on the back, hand you a cigar, and put you on a pedestal. It's a mutual admiration society. You have to do something with your life. You have to accomplish something with your life. And that's why when I say set a goal and meet that goal, that is your way of accomplishing something. Now, it could be whatever realistic goal is within your grasp based on your individual skill. But you need, I just thought Napoleon Dynamite when I said skill. Computer skills, nunchuck skills. I just derailed myself. But you do need to keep a realistic world view about yourself. And yes, I say the same thing every single episode, and I harp on it over and over again. It's because I know you see it too. I see it everywhere. I see genuine Satanists doing this, and it's infuriating. And I prefer to ignore those types rather than address them and say, hey, you're being a douche. I like to let people self-destruct. It's none of my damn business. So I just stand back and watch and giggle. But it does happen, and you do see it. So maybe before you grow that overinflated ego, before you make a fool of yourself, before you shut yourself out of anything in your life, ground yourself with who and what you are and what you're not. And if this little article in Letters from the Devil can help you do that, then pick up a copy and read it and take it to heart. And again, this is actually a collection, Letters from the Devil, from I'm sorry, I'm freaking blanking again. Underworld Amusements put this collection together based on some newspaper articles that Anton LaVey used to write. By the same name, Letters from the Devil. So check it out. It's definitely worth it. Just go to underworldamusements.net and you'll be able to see it listed right there. Or you can just check Amazon and get it there if you'd like. But yeah, it's a great collection, and little bits of wisdom like this are derived from it. And you're not going to find it on a website, and you're not going to find it in any existing magazines or in any podcast like mine. It's only in Anton LaVey's own words in this collection, so check it out. And that's going to do it for the Devil's Advocate. Let's go ahead and dive on into Agent Provocateur, and on the other side of that, that's right, Creature Feature. See you there.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Creature Feature.
Welcome to another Creature Feature. Today I'm being joined by Valentine Schwartz. We're going to be talking a little bit about his new album that has just been released, his musical album. But also, he's a fantastic photographer, an artist by the truest sense. And so we're going to be touching on some of those elements. But to start us off, as I usually do with interviews such as these, we're going to talk a little bit about Satanism. So, Valentine, thank you so much for joining me. How are you today?
Oh, thank you very much. Hello, Adam, and thank you for the show with me. Mm-hmm. And my name is Valentine Schwartz. I was born in Switzerland, in Zurich. And now I am 35 years old and live in Switzerland. I live 20 minutes from Zurich. I know the people in the other country know Switzerland and know Zurich. Mm-hmm. And I live in a wonderful house with my girlfriend. And I have lots of animals. I have 2 dogs, 2 cats, and I have 2 goats. And that's fantastic. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Of course, I'm an artist, yes, and the people know my name with artist, yes. But of course, I have a job nearly, and the art is the combination with my job, and yeah, I make my life very good. I think so.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, just for the audience, you and I have met once at the Black House. This last Walpurgisnacht. It was brief because there was a lot of people there, and so we didn't get a lot of time to talk or anything. But it was a real pleasure meeting you. You're a very handsome gentleman. You have a very beautiful girlfriend, and you're an interesting individual. And so I'm very happy that you agreed to come on the show.
Hey, let me dive a little bit into the Satanism side of things. When did you first hear about Satanism?
Oh, that's a long time. I can remember I was a teenager, yes. I believe 16 years old. And in this time, of course, I'm very special. I have make a rebel. I am a rebel, yes. Long hair, leather clothes, and I have listened in this time black metal, death metal. And the problem was my parents was not very funny with me. Yes. and in this time I have searched myself. Yes, we can say this. I have searched myself. And in the school, the people, the other school people have looked me and have think it's a crazy man. Yes. And in this time, I have seen a report in the television about Satanism. But now I can say this was a very bad report, because I have seen people who have kill animals, have sex with virgins and these things. And now I can say this is not Satanism, yes, but in this time I have looking and I think this is Satanism, of course, yeah. Yes. And after this report, I have searched more information in the newspaper, in the television, in the internet. You say in English, internet, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, internet, and I have not found the right Satanism. I think so. I have found bullshit. Yes, bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my English isn't good, but I understand good. Bullshit. Yes, and I must say now. I don't know. I cannot remember in the year, but one time I have heard from Anton LaVey. And I have searched the books, but the problem was in this time the books was only on English. Mm-hmm. And I have waited, and 1996 comes the Satanic Bible in the first German translate, and the other books from LaVey, and I have take these books and I've read, and after the read comes the aha.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
I am this what this man read, and it's fantastic. And for me was the slogan "Born not made." For me was born. Mm-hmm. And I think this was the first time what I have learned first time for Satanism, and this was. For me, I can say, I'm a Satanist was in 1999.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When were you compelled to join the Church of Satan?
I cannot really remember. Sorry, but I think in the year 2000. Okay. Or 2001, I don't know. After the reading from the books from LaVey, I have found on the internet the homepage from the Church of Satan, and I have read this again, and after I have made contact with the high priest, Peggy Nadramiya, and she have say, "Oh, you cannot very good speak English. I help you with the other man." This was a Magister from Autriche, and this man have make contact with me, and I have very good informations with him and talks. Mm-hmm. And after this, I have say, okay, I think for me is right. I go in the Church of Satan. I say, okay, I wish a member from the Church of Satan. And I must say, in this time, I have not very a lot of information. What is the Church of Satan? But my heart, my feeling have say, Valentine, this is right for you. Make this. And now I can say, I think this is good. Yes, yeah. this is a good thing what I have made in this last years. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. It's always interesting to me to hear how people find Satanism, and then what makes them join it. And so thank you for answering those questions. It's very interesting to me.
I must say for this again, for me, Satanism absolutely, since years ago, absolutely normal.
Mm-hmm.
This is not evil or other. For me, it's only the nature, the nature.
Absolutely.
And I have lived all my life absolutely normal, and I can say this is for me Satanism. It's absolutely normal. Yes, I cannot more talk about this. This is absolutely normal for me. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some music here. When did you first find a passion for music?
I was a child. I have beginning with guitar playing, and I go in the guitar school in this time, and this was for me an absolutely passion music. I have played guitar all days, and I have beginning play electric guitar, and I must say the passion was with the music, black metal, death metal. I have beginning with a band, black and death metal band, and this was the first time, and I think I was 16 years old. Yes, in this time,
Wow.
this was for me. Nearly from the school and learning, yes, this was my passion, and this is a long time. And music is for me only present, always. Yes, yeah.
Nice. Well, we are going to be playing a track from your latest release here, Beelzebub, World Without End, and the track is World 4. I'm going to be playing that in just a minute, but before I do, I did want to ask you, who were some of your early musical inspirations?
I must say, in the first time was, of course, black metal bands, Dimmu Borgir, and you know all these black metal bands. Of course, European black metal bands, Norwegian black metal bands, and this was my inspiration for the time with my band. I must say, it's important. I have killed the band 5 years later. I have destroyed the band, and because I have not time with people playing. I have not. I'm not lucky with this what I make. And what is interesting, I have heard a lot of music from these bands, and when you heard the intros, you have always this ambient stuff. Do you know this? And this was for me always better sometimes
Nice.
als the music self. And I have beginning for looking what is this, we make you this. And I have looking in the internet, YouTube and other things, and I have see this is the music what touch my heart absolutely. And I can remember I have found Lustmord, and I have listened this and have said, wow, that's great. This music touched me. What is this? This is for me dark ambient, and I have listened this again for sleeping, for wake up, and this is the beginning for my inspiration. And of course, other ambient music, yes, bands. But this is for me the beginning. What I have say now come another time for me. I take the guitar only for me private in my home, but make music on other. I make now other music. This is that what I will make. Yes.
So, I mean, a lot of people, at least I do anyway, I find ambient music sort of the sister to classical music. It's just very. It literally sets a mood for you, and it's perfect for ritual use, and it's perfect for just thinking to yourself, or for me, if I just want to be alone and I want to, be moved, I'll listen to ambient or, its sister classical music. When did you first start composing this type of music? Was it at that same time?
I have first time I think with my first album, but do you ask me later from the albums? I think for 2 years, 3 years. Yes,
Nice,
yeah,
okay.
I can. Yeah, I have destroyed my band, and after I have look how I can make new music. What I need a computer, I need a drum computer, I need what I need for make this music. I need new programs. I need real stuff. I don't know, and I've searched this, and after I've say, now I can beginning, and I have beginning my first album. Yes, yes, I have beginning this, and I think it's 2 years. Yes, yeah,
Oh, nice.
2 years. Yeah, it's not a long time. Yes. Yeah.
What genre would you call your music? Would you just call it dark ambient?
It's a good question. I don't know. I think for me, I can say yes. It's dark ambient, but you find elements. I say normal ambient, sometimes psychedelic, spiritual. I don't know. For me, it's more important the people listen my music and say not this is dark ambient, go to listen this. No, the people must say I like it. I like it for that. What do you want make with my music? For me, it's important the people can say I make a ritual. Yes, I need the new album, I'm tired. I need dark ambient, the first album from Valentine Schwartz. I don't know. This is for me more important, but. What is dark ambient? Ambient, when you say it's dark ambient, I say yes, it's dark ambient, but for me, it's not dark.
Yeah.
I go not in the deep hole and feel me not good. When I listen this music, I feel me absolutely good and free. I can't. You must know my real life is absolutely special, and I can't say only I see all day in my life the death. Okay, and when I come home, I can close the brain and go in a other sphere. And when I make this, comes the inspiration for my art, for communication with other people, and this is an other. This is for me a little bit an elevation when I listen this ambient or my music or other music, of course, and it's for me not easy. The question it's dark ambient or it's ambient. For me, is I can say music. But. When you say where you find this music, okay, you search under dark ambient. Yes, I think it's good. So yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and let the audience listen to World 4. And this is actually a 6-minute track or something thereabout. So I'm going to only be playing half of it for the audience. But this is actually from the album Beelzebub, World Without End, and you can actually go to Valentine Schwartz's website, which we'll be naming a little bit here, to listen to some other tracks and to purchase it. Let's go ahead and play that. I think that's a wonderful track. What other albums or what entire albums do you have available right now?
In the moment, I have 3 albums. The first album is Beelzebub, Songs of Demons. And the second album is Inside. And of course, the new album, A World Without End. In the moment, I have 3 albums. Yes, only 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you currently working on a new one?
In this moment, not really. I have a new ID. I will. Sorry, I will. I have at home crystal singing balls.
Whoa!
Now, and I have found when I listen ambient stuff, it's very interesting. Sometimes the what is this in English? You hear elements, and I think these are singing bowls.
Huh.
And I think so. And I have crystal singing bowls and what is English? Tibetan. Tibetan.
I'm not sure.
Other singing bowls, lots
okay.
of different singing bowls, huh? And I have paid this, and I think now I can for a new album this combination with original crystal singing bowls, and this is absolutely darky.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm very I must wait when come the new album, and now I can say it's good or not good. I don't know, but this is I'm working on this in the moment for the music. Yes, with singing bowls.
Okay,
yes,
that's very interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Where can people go? I know I mentioned it earlier, but where can people go to listen and to buy your albums?
In the moment, you can only buy my albums on my homepage website. This is www.valentine-schwartz.ch. CH is for Switzerland, and you can pay only on my website in the moment. And yes, this is only what you can't make in the moment. Yes.
Yeah. So, are they able to pay through PayPal, or how do you prefer to receive money?
Now I have PayPal since 2 months.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, before I'm not a really good. I have not a really good communication with people from other countries sometimes, and the people ask me always, "Can I pay? Can I pay?" And in the first time I have say, "Yeah, you send me the money and I send you my stuff," and this is not the future, of course. Yeah. I live in Switzerland in the mountains, please. No, I have PayPal, and for me it's important the people contact me via email, talk with me and say what the people wish, and we can pay PayPal and send the stuff. This is in the moment fact. Yes.
Okay. What's your email address?
My email address is valentine.schwartz@gmx.ch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can also check out his website, again, Valentine-schwartz.ch, and you will be able to find all the information there that you would like to find about him. But also, you're, let's move a little bit away from music. You're a photographer, and I've seen a number of your photos, and it's very, very interesting. You've got galleries and everywhere. What inspires you to shoot photos?
I must say, I'm not only a photographer too. I make movies and others.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you can see on the website, but I say you later this. My inspiration is I look in outside. I see people all days. I see the normal life, but behind the normal life, I see absolutely horrible persons. I see special minds, and I see destroy, war. I see the moral. Yes, moral. And the moral, the people cannot. I think we Satanists, we know we live.
Right.
We are better. I don't know.
Yes, definitely.
But when I see the people and the people talk with me sometimes, and I think it's not right what the people say. The people have problems. When you see my photograph, my images, photographs, you can sometimes you see pornographic, you see sexuality, you see the death. Of course, the death. And for me, is that what the people have in combination with the moral. The people cannot live the life perfect. Of course, I think the religions say this is not right. The people here of course, in Switzerland too, it's Christianity, Muslimic, yes, Muslim, and this is not good, and the people have problems, and I will say with the images, I will say, feel free and live your life. How do you want this?
Nice.
Yes, and I will say we must take the moral outside from the brain from us. Of course, we cannot go with the shotgun and kill other people who we not like. Of course, we need correctly life with the other people. Of course, but this moral. We have the husband with the children and the family, and in Saturday night he go and go in the bed with what is this in English? And bitch. Yeah.
Okay, I know.
I don't know the name. Yeah, whore. Yeah, and of course in the United States it's the same. But take the moral out and have a good feeling with your family. And if you have problem in the sexuality, you go to your wife and say, "I need this more. Please, can you help me, or what we make now?" And you become a good conservation. You can make a good talk with the people, and you have no problem.
Nice.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yes, and for me, it's very important in my art. I show the morale. I show the problems, and I will say a little bit. I stand here higher. I feel me free. I am free from this duality. I can fly.
Nice.
I can fly and go out from this, and I will give a little bit. The people sense this.
Nice.
And the best in this is I must not come here and say what I make is Satanism. No, what I make is the life.
Yeah.
When I say this is Satanism, the people understand this not. Of course, this is not good. But when I say this is my life, the people say, and my life is Satanism.
Yeah.
This is the background information. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, you do currently have a gallery being displayed, correct? Where can the audience find that?
Yes, I have in this moment. I have an exhibition.
Yes.
This exhibition is in Zurich in the Museum of Porn in Art. And this is very special. This is a little gallery in Zurich, and I know a lot of people from the outside, from the other countries in the world, know this gallery. And in this moment, I have actually a gallery exhibition with the name Beauty in Pig. And I have for 1 month this. And you can show the original images, and it's very cool. The images are very, very big.
Yeah.
Yeah, very big. It's not a little photography. It's very big, and you can't go for the people who have interesting about this. The people can go in the website for looking my gallery on www.porninart.ch.
Okay.
Yeah. And the people see a little bit more from this gallery and see my stuff in the moment. Or you come to Zurich and meet me. Of course, it's not the first time people come and meet me in Zurich, and you can see live the actuality exhibition now. Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for joining me. This has been a very great conversation, and I know there's this significant time difference, so I appreciate you coming on and being willing to speak with me, even though English isn't your first language. I know it's intimidating to some people, but you've done an amazing job. Again, if everyone would like to go and check out Valentine's work, go to valentine-schwartz.ch, and you'll be able to find his music, you'll be able to find his film, his photography, everything is there. It's very interesting. You're a talented gentleman. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Adam, for this talk. It's the first time in English. I hope you like this.
Yes.
I hope the audience understand me. But I think it's okay, and it's not the first time. Now I will make more interviews.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Adam, for invite me in your show. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, until we can talk again, hail Satan.
Hail Satan. Thank you very much.
And that's going to do it for another show. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to hear from you. Visit the website 9sensepodcast.com and send your correspondence to info@9sensepodcast.com. Let me know of any suggestions, critiques, corrections, or general comments you might have. You can visit the SatanNet, Facebook, Google+, Twitter, or MySpace page for 9 Cents and get updated on weekly topics. Download the show Monday nights via our RSS feed found at 9sensepodcast.com. We're also on Last.fm, Stitcher, Spotify, and YouTube, so look for us there. You can subscribe to 9 Cents via iTunes by searching 9 Cents, and don't forget to leave a rating and or comment. Thank you for those of you who have, and if you haven't, why not? Come on, hook a brother up. If you'd like to learn more about the Church of Satan, visit churchofsatan.com. And remember, the only way this podcast is going to continue is if you tell a friend. Share 9 Cents with your friends, your enemies, hell, your grandmother. Let's build this podcast together. Help spread the word. And once again, thank you for joining me, and as always, I am your host, Adam Campbell, and until next week, hail Satan!